The hosts of The Five, specifically Jeaneen Pirro, destroyed Sonny Hostin and Joe Behar live on air for their comments about the GOP, guns. Let's get to the bottom of this together.
For so many of you at home, I want to be very clear. This is not about taking away anyone's guns. We need to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. And if we can't ban assault weapons, then we should raise the age to purchase them from 18 to 21. The fact that the majority of the Senate Republicans don't want any of these proposals even to be debated or come up for a vote, I find unconscionable. I believe the majority of you will act to turn your outrage into making this issue central to your vote. Enough, enough, enough.
You know, for me personally, this bill is quite understandable and acceptable, and I'm surprised that Biden wants to see it through, and the fact that he took it on is just miraculous. Let's see what happens next.
But that's not good enough for some on the left. Here are the ladies of The View.
I always say, don't vote for Republicans, because right now, I mean, you can go back to it after we get gun laws.
So I'm now with you, Joy. Get rid of Republicans, get rid of the party. The party as it stands now, because it's the party of white supremacy, it's the party of insurrectionists, it's the party of massacres at this point. It's the party that you can't trust.
Oh my God, a party you can't trust. Blah, blah, blah. Sonny Hostin and Joe Behar live in a rosy world where the left are the creators of light and wonder. They forget about the financial and migration crisis. They forget that Democrats are the creators of these woes and they are bringing chaos to our country. Wake up, sweethearts. Stop living in dreams.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's being politicized. But yeah, I mean, it's when you listen to Sonny, you have to understand this is the dumbest person on earth. Apparently. I mean, she's a lawyer, right? Imagine her argument in a court case where she goes to the judge. I don't think it's fair that I have to argue this case with the other side. Can they just lose their legal team and I'll just take it from here? Because that's exactly what she's saying. She goes, I don't want to actually hear an opposing or a shared opinion or debate. I'd rather just get rid of all of them, and then she smears them. The thing is, again, it's all about the SVT, single variable thinking. You can't trust somebody if they're only focused on one variable, and that's what you saw last night with President Biden.
I agree with him wholeheartedly. People like Sonny tend to focus on the one and small, but fail to see the big and basic. The whole point is to hurt and drown people in mud for their statements and taking words out of context. That's their truth.
All right, Kellyanne, you know, there is no question that even 51% of Americans agree that, you know, guns are not the answer to the schools massacres, the school shootings that we're seeing. They see other components. They see mental health as a problem. They're interested in strengthening the schools. Why isn't Congress, whether it's the Democrats or the Republicans or both of them, why aren't they focused on all of the issues, just like Greg is saying, as opposed to guns, 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 guns? And by the way, there is one congressman who said, spare me the BS, although he said the full words, about constitutional rights.
Well, he said that. He also says, spare me the BS about mental health, that other countries have mental health problems so they don't have guns. And there you've got Joe Biden and others like Senator Cornyn, the Republican tasked to work on this in the Senate judge, who are talking about mental health. Why? Because even the Congress, even the American Rescue Plan last year, $1.9 trillion.
Like I said, they are focused on one thing. The left has decided that if we ban guns, all the problems will suddenly evaporate. They didn't realize that the people who carried out the shootings were simply mentally ill people. The problem is figuring out who's allowed and who's not allowed. It's not worth banning and closing everything. It's a big mistake that will lead to even bigger problems.
You're absolutely right, Judge. And if you were honest and sincere about trying to address this problem, you would be addressing all of the multifactorial contributors that you and Greg and Kellyanne are pointing to. Guns are but one part of that equation. Mental health, as you've mentioned, isolated, social media, first-person video shooter games, big pharma. All of our kids are being prescribed drugs at absolutely record rates. And you're going to tell me none of this is contributing to this uptick in, yes, younger shooters, but the focus has to be simply on the gun. When you say do something, when President Biden says do something, he means do something about guns. And I will just say, the people that are the most passionate about gun control are simultaneously the most dishonest and ignorant people about guns. They know very little about caliber or velocity or magazines. They use these terms, weapons of war.
Or assault.
Or assault weapon, exactly right, Greg. They use these terms like they learned them yesterday on the back of a Cracker Jack box. They have functional meanings, or they're made up in either case, and they do nothing to solve this problem.
All right.
God, he's so right. I totally confirm what he said. It's the old generation that thinks they should ban everything, and the problems will go away. Do you agree with me? Write your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to watch other shocking news on the channel.